First off, it's Charles J. That just in case you ain't heard of me. They told me it was too late, but I promise that I'll be the first to speak. Most of these rappers, they fake, but you can't have your way. This ain't Burkhead. Everybody said it won't be till they see smoke, then they realize they'd rather have turkey meat.
What it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man, shout out to my audience. Shout out to those that's rocking with me. And yeah, we back in the kitchen. There's a whole lot of goddamn sauce in this pot, man. Let's get to the shit. Texas prisons. Part 7. Yeah, we tried to violate our OG blood and I almost lost our life. Yeah, we were some little homies that didn't know what the fuck was going on. Didn't understand nothing about prison, nothing about structure, nothing. We were just some young motherfuckers just trying to prove some shit. Yeah, shit like that. When you fucking with somebody that's been down, and then been through all the shit that you trying to go through, motherfuckers ain't playing, bro. So we found that shit out real quick. The homie wasn't playing about that violation. He wasn't accepting that shit. I'm gonna get to that shit. But let me just say this. I made a Texas prison part 6, and I said the most powerful gang in prison is the gays. I said the gays are the most powerful gang, besides the guards. But the gays, yeah, they more plugged in with the guards than the gangsters. You fuck with one of them gays, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a gangster and a guard come see about you. So nobody talks about that, and that's another thing. I just want to make some shit very clear. Not trying to scare anybody. I'm not really trying to scare you out of going to prison. I want to tell you that shit ain't cool. I want to let you know, bro, that shit ain't what these motherfuckers be saying, bro. The streets is way more dangerous than prison. So all these tough stories these motherfuckers be talking, the streets is way tougher, bro. It's bums out here. Motherfuckers are trafficking babies and shit. So it's way worse shit that go on out here. It's way more evil shit. You can only do so much in a prison. You can do a lot of bad shit, but you can do way worse. At least, in prison, at least the kids are protected. So out here, they ain't protected. So, yeah, I said the gays are the most powerful gang, and I speak about shit like that. And one of the reasons why I speak about shit like that, because gangsters, for some reason, they have a hard time saying anything about it. Because gangsters bully everybody but the gays. Because the gays are the biggest gangsters. They the biggest motherfucking gang right now. And all the gangsters ain't got nothing to say about it. And so that's why I've been speaking about it. Yeah. Because gangsters will shoot up your mama house, we'll disrespect everybody, but it's something about them gays. Motherfuckers do not got smoke for that. We ain't got nothing to say about it. We just want to say, let everybody live their life, and then we get peaceful and want to kumbaya on that shit. But like I said, gays run the prison and they run the world out here. Yeah, when it comes to the minorities, yeah, they run shit out here and they run shit in there. And some of your most toughest gang, like I said, I ain't never seen a gay dude get smashed. I ain't never seen the Crip smash a gay. You don't see that shit. They stay away from them motherfuckers and let them live their life, and they don't bother them. Them motherfuckers gays live the most peaceful life in prison. I ain't never seen a gay get stabbed or jumped or none of that shit. And most of them motherfuckers can fight. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But no, I speak against the gays because I'm a man. And I just think as men, you should be against that shit. You should have smoke for them. You should have some shit. Yeah. We ain't got our rights as black people. So why the fuck? Hell yeah, I'm offended. And I'm going to keep speaking against it. And not only that, I keep going back to the church and God and this and that because the church has nothing to say about it. But bro, it's against what God says in his word. And you motherfuckers can keep skipping past that chapter and that verse. But, bro, it's there for a reason. You believe the rest of the Bible. But now, after a while, they're going to try to take that scripture about it's abomination of God and about how God burnt down them cities and stuff when they were doing that shit. They're going to take that out the Bible after a while. They're going to try to take it out. But, yeah, it ain't. My problem is y'all throwing it on our community, on our kids. And also, y'all ain't just comfortable being gay alone. Y'all like to spread that shit. Y'all don't just be gay with gays. No, y'all go after those that are non-gay to get them on the board. Y'all are turning motherfuckers. Yeah, y'all on some what's that shit called? What's that goddamn show? Walking Dead type shit. Motherfuckers just turning night and day. I don't know what rapper or athlete gonna come out next and say he's trans or gay. But anyway, yeah, y'all just hypnotizing motherfuckers and shit and putting spells on motherfuckers. Just be gay alone. If y'all was just gay alone, it wouldn't have been no problem and y'all would have never gained power. But like I said, y'all keep recruiting motherfuckers. So, it's just like the booty bandit in prison. The booty bandit, he don't want the gays. He don't want the motherfuckers that's walking around twisting. He want to turn your ass. He want one of them white boys that's off that goddamn bus and I ain't never been to prison. I ain't never been sexually with a man. They want them. Just like the ones that twist, they want the gangsters. They want the in the closet. But so like I said, it's some shit. It's some Walking Dead shit with you motherfuckers. And anyway, like I said, I speak against it because we don't need it in our community. It ain't never helped us get freedom. It ain't never helped us get no rights or none of that shit. So I'm gonna forever speak against it. Anyway, so let's get to this shit. I just want to say, I never admitted this, but I was kind of excited about going to prison. Yeah, I was nervous, but it was a thrill to it. It felt like an adventure. Yeah, it was like a gangster adventure. Like, I felt like at 18 years old, I was like, yeah, this is my chance to really earn some stripes and really and come home and be respected like I see all the other homies when they come home. Because I've been watching people get out of prison and shit and the parties they get thrown for them and all that shit. And it just seemed like a thrilling thing. And so a part of me was very excited to go to prison. Yeah, I wanted to put in work and I wanted to be respected and I wanted to be a part of something so bad that I was willing to do just about anything. Yeah, a part of me was really excited because I wanted to be able to say that. I'm gonna tell you something. Most black men, they don't want to admit that shit. Most of us, we want to go to prison, bro, because I want to be able to say I went. I'm gonna tell you some real shit, bro. When I was 17 and 16 in these streets and OGs used to come home from the pen and I would ask, because we always ask them a bunch, how was it? What it's like? Man, is this true about it? It's like, and when they tell you about it, it's like, no matter how much they tell you about it, you'll never know it until you experience it. So as a young street dude, most young street dudes want to go to prison because they feel left out. I want to be able to speak on the shit. We feel more of a gangster when we go to prison. It's a lot of shit we'll never admit, but it's a hunger to go to prison. It's in the hearts of most black men in these streets. You really want to go to prison, bro. I was trying to go to prison. I really was. It just, when I finally went, I didn't understand, and it shocked me that you can get this much time for these type of crimes. Or that one night can change your life forever. Like it did my homie, and he's still on death row. One night, 15 minutes can change your life. It made me understand that. Because while you out here trying to go to prison and you hitting these licks and you doing these things, you're not understanding the amount of time you can receive from that. Because we didn't know nothing about the justice system. We just doing street shit. So, yeah, I wanted to go. And I thought it was a thrill. And I felt like I would really get respect. And I could come home and play big dog, like all the other motherfuckers do. So this happened my first year in prison. So I turned 19. I was at Dawson. This the same unit where I got violated by the Bloods and my own homie set me up. This the same unit where I seen a 5-star General fall. This was before that happened, and that was fraud. And he was in the same dorm when this shit happened. Okay. By this time, they done moved me to the 4th floor. I got in a little trouble on the 3rd floor. I'm on the 4th floor, and I'm in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen dorm, but it's way more shit going on than some goddamn kitchen shit. So, but anyway, everybody that's in the dorm work in the kitchen. But it's a lot of banging going on in here. It's a lot of politics and shit. So, I'm working in the kitchen, and I ain't gonna lie, there was a lot of Bloods in the dorm I was in, too. So, an older homie hit the dorm. Yeah, he was about 40. He had been gone like 17 years. And I don't know how he ended up coming back through the system. Like, I don't know if he caught a charge on the outside or whatever. but he had been gone 17. I want to say he had a 40-year sentence. So he had been gone 17 years. This was the first time I seen a brother, because Mexicans most likely do, most of the time Mexicans do it, and white boys. But he had tattoos all on his head, all on it. His whole body was covered in tattoos. And at this point, I was just starting to get my little blood tattoos and gang tattoos. And so I was thrilled about tattoos. Yeah, I was thrilled as shit. Because that's what you're told, bro, in the county jail. I'm gonna tell you something. OGs and older homies make it seem so exciting to go. It just seems so exciting when you hear the story. You want to experience it. So they tell you about the tattoos and how it's so easy to get it. Yeah, it's like 5 motherfuckers in each doing tattoo. It's so easy to get and it's thrilling. And so I couldn't wait to get the tattoos and all the shit. So I was thrilled with all his tattoos. So I was one of the first homies that chopped it up with him. I'm talking to him, and he was on a unit, one of my old units by Houston. I want to say East Ham or Estelle. He was on one of them units, one of them convict units. Another thing, one thing about convict units, where there's the most respect, there's the most danger. When you hit a unit where it's a whole lot of respect and it's a lot of old heads, it's a lot of stabbing going on. It's a lot of killing, because that's how far motherfuckers will go to be respected. So the most respected units, them old convict units, a motherfucker will cut your throat in your sleep. Those are the most dangerous, because behind the slightest sign of disrespect, you can lose your life. So this unit I was on, Dawson, it was a transit unit, so it wasn't an ID unit. He had come from an ID unit. I hadn't been there yet. So I didn't know nothing about the ID units and how that shit is way different from Dawson. At Dawson, it was just a lot of drugs, a whole lot of trapping, a whole lot of guards, a whole lot of women, a whole lot of money and banging and fighting. But it wasn't no stabbing going on. None of that shit. Wasn't no stabbing. Wasn't nothing too dangerous going on. It was just a lot of fighting. You could end up in a fight over the smallest thing, over a basketball game, over a domino. Fights was very regularly, but there was no stabbing. So I'm chopping it up with him. He telling me about the how it is on the prison, this and that. And we just chopping it up, and he's very quiet, and he's to himself. He don't talk much. Yeah, everything cool. It was about a day or two. Everything was cool. The Bloods weren't really fucking with him. He stayed to himself. But I was the main one kind of chopping it up with him. So, another thing I want to talk about, and I got this, I'm going to talk about this in another video, but it may be in my next video, but I'm going to tell you 2 of the things that most prisoners don't talk about when they get out. I'm going to tell you 2 of the biggest things in prison. Besides fucking with a guard, but besides getting a pack from a guard, the biggest shit is the jack gang. The jack gang, jacking off on a guard, that's the biggest shit ever. And jacking off on a guard and the bitch and the hoe gang. The bitch and the hoe. Bitch, hoe. Yeah, that's how all the gangsters talk to each other. And that's some shit I had never seen until I went to prison. I didn't never see no shit like that before. So it fucked me up. And that's something I never indulged in. You know, I had to check many of them, bro, I don't do the bitch and hoe gang. Because a lot of times people use that shit to really check you. A motherfucker, and when you in a dorm full of motherfuckers that's looking for any weakness, when a motherfucker saying, bitch, I beat your ass, hoe. Go do what the fuck I said, bitch, you a pussy. That's how the motherfuckers talk to each other. And it's supposed to be a game. But when you a bystander and you hearing some motherfucker get talked to like that, you'll think he a bitch. So anyway, that's another game. But the jack game is much bigger. That's the biggest shit ever. I also got a story about that shit, but I ain't gonna talk about it right now. But I learned the hard way about the jack game. I experienced it my first year in prison. I never indulged in it again. Yeah, I caught a jack case. I was a follower, bro. My first 2 to 3 years, I was a straight follower. I just wanted to be down. I want to be down with you, no matter how. But yeah, a lot of these gangster motherfuckers, they don't get out and tell you about the jack game and how these motherfuckers would do the weirdest shit. That jack game it's really some sex offender shit. The jack game prepares you to be a fucking stalker. or a fucking sex offender. Motherfuckers be walking down the halls with grease behind their ears, prepared at any moment to slang. So anyway, that's a whole nother story. Back to the OG. So it was this old lady. You know, cause you got guards, there be some older women, some of them be some, they be into all that shit. They be, many guards become guards because they want to see shit. They want to be around men. A lot of male guards be gay, real shit. A lot of male guards be. So anyway, a lot of them older women be, they be some freaky motherfuckers. But this guard in particular wasn't. She was a respectable older lady. She was one of them older black women that everybody knew not to fuck with her, and she was old. She probably was in her 70s. Well, she was working the picket, and so I come back from work, and cause at the time, like I say, working in the kitchen, you working long shifts and shit. So they was like, man, and also he was a Brim. I had never met a Brim blood. They say Brim, man, the Brim blood. Man, he jacked off on the old guard, man. Man, that woman was so disgusted, this and that. He say, man, we gotta violate the homie. I say, he jacked off on that old woman. Say, yeah, bro. He say that motherfucker, and he say he just wilded out. She was screaming for him to stop. He just wouldn't. Say he wilded out, went all the way up to the pig and just butt naked, all that shit, just like went out. And keep in mind, like I said, this dude come from an older prison. And on them convict unit, bro, that shit is regular. You stay out of motherfucker way when he jacking out. I didn't know these kind of rules. But anyway, the homies wasn't having it. They said, yo, we gonna violate the homie. We ain't down for that sick ass, because the jack gang was cool, but she was off guards. Yeah, if it had been another guard, one of them young girls, they wasn't tripping on that. Because all the gangbangers jacked off on the guards. That was some shit. That was the regular shit. Old motherfuckers done it. That's the biggest shit in prison, is the jack gang. And that shit can corrupt your mind. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, and his mind was corrupted. He was a jack slanger. It's levels to the jack game too. It's some motherfuckers will go all out. So anyway, and he was one of them. So I say, yo, bro, we gonna violate him. So I ended up having to go back to work. And also I was one of them volunteer ass blood, one of them young homies used to volunteer to do shit. I violate them. So evidently it was me and I want to say Shot Time. We were supposed to violate him when we get out. And so they was gonna let him know, and he was gonna be and this and this. So when we get out, we gonna violate him. When we got back to that dorm, bro, everybody was quiet. The Mexicans were quiet. The white boy was quiet. The Bloods was all huddled up. So we go over there. We say, "What's up, bro? Man, you don't see Blood over there?" So I go down there and look at old Blood. He's sitting on his bunk with a shank in his hand, sharpening that motherfucker. He not talking. He's sitting still. Let me tell you something, bro. This went on for about 30 to 45 minutes. And they say he had been doing that all morning, just sharpening his blade. Yeah, he has just been sharpening his shank. And so, and like I said, Frog was the speaker in this dorm at the time. So Frog was like, man, we're gonna have to get him up out of here. He gotta get up out of here, bro. So I want to say they end up letting the guard know or some shit like that. Hey, man, he got to go, man. He got to get up out of here and this and that. So, yeah, they moved him up out of there. And I was a young homie at the time, but looking back on that, bro, I understand it more. And also, we were soft. Let me tell you something, bro. When you make an order to violate somebody, it don't matter if they got a shot. It don't matter what the fuck they got. That order got to be fulfilled. So once, and it just lets you know, bro, it's levels to this shit, bro. A lot of you motherfuckers really think you ready for some shit. It's people that have been through way more dangerous shit. So it wasn't for nothing for him to be sharpening the black, because that was a sign of him telling us, you ain't gonna violate me, bro. You ain't gonna do it, bro. And looking back on that shit, it also makes me feel like this. I've come to a conclusion because I started gangbanging at like 13. And most people that I know, they was gangbanging in 13, 14, 15. Even 16, you damn near suspect if you started banging at 16. If you started banging at 17 and 18, that shit is real suspect, because we was teenagers doing it. And when I look back on it, gang banging is for teenagers. It's for, but in a negative way though. Not saying it's what teenagers should do, but I'm telling you, that's some shit. That's for lost teenagers that's lost and don't want to go home to mama because she fucking somebody, or don't want to go home because granny ain't got no food in the cabinet, and just out here in these streets and looking for somewhere to go. That's where that's what gang bangers was doing. It was a teenager, because you can only convince a teenager that's lost in the sauce and just want to be accepted to follow these rules and abide by this shit. So looking back on that, the OG was a real OG. Nah, bro, I'm 40 years old. I done did 17. You motherfuckers ain't even did a year in prison, and you think you finna violate me? I do what the fuck I want. I'ma do my time how I want to do it. That was the real gangster. Nah, we was playing gangster. We was playing. And also, when it come to Frog, he was soft, because as an OG, he should have handled that shit himself, because he had been down on you and talked about how he been through all the wars he been through. He should have let us know, because you could have got us fucked up. You could have got us fucked up, because this is an old convict we dealing with. We just thinking it's just gonna be a normal violation. Nah, but you should have really handled that shit like an OG. So like I said, when the Blaze came out, shit got real. And like I said, looking back on that, bro, that shit is for a kid, because how as a grown ass man, I'ma let you beat me up. I'ma let you jump me and we still down. Nah, bro, that's like some parenting shit. That's some ass whooping shit. So if I act up and I make a mistake, you gonna whoop my ass and we still homie? Nah, bro. So like I said, I had a kid mind, and only the mind of a child can accept being violated. Nah, bro, when you a grown-ass man and you got kids and a wife, who the fuck gonna violate me? So anyway, like I said, looking back on that, bro, gang banging is definitely, that was some teenage shit. It was some shit I went through as a teenager. But when I thought as a child, I walked as a child. But when I became a man, I put away my childish ways. So a lot of time we got to put away our childish ways, and the shit we glorify, bro, I'm telling you, it ain't that goddamn extravagant. This is 903 Box, and I'm your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.